The sun beat down on the rugged coastline of Canaan, its golden rays glinting off the restless waves of the Mediterranean. In the distance, sails appeared white, bold, and unfamiliar. The year was somewhere around 1200 BCE, and the world was changing. Empires that had once seemed eternal were crumbling. Into this chaos sailed the Philistines, a people whose origins were as mysterious as the sea itself. No one in Canaan had seen ships like these before. They were sturdy, built for long journeys, and filled with men and women who carried with them the memory of lost homelands. The Philistines were part of a larger movement known as the Sea Peoples, a confederation of tribes who swept across the eastern Mediterranean, leaving shattered kingdoms in their wake. Some say they came from the Aegean, perhaps from Crete or the islands beyond, driven by famine, war, or the lure of new lands. What is certain is that they arrived on the shores of Canaan with determination, and they were here to stay. If you're enjoying this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that bring history's greatest mysteries to life. The Philistines settled along the southern coast, founding 5 great cities: Gaza, Ashkelon, Ashdod, Ekron, and Gath. Each city was a fortress, a center of trade and power. Their arrival was not peaceful. The local peoples, including the Israelites, watched with growing unease as the newcomers built their walls higher and their armies stronger. The Philistines brought with them new ways of making weapons iron, harder and deadlier than the bronze the locals used. They were skilled warriors, organized and relentless. For the Israelites, the Philistines became both a threat and a mystery. The two peoples clashed again and again, their battles echoing through the hills and valleys of ancient Canaan. The stories of these conflicts would become legends, passed down through generations. There was the time when the Philistines captured the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred symbol of Israel's faith. There was the giant Goliath, a warrior from Gath, who challenged the young shepherd David in a duel that would change the course of history. But the Philistines were more than just enemies in a story. They were a people with their own gods, their own customs, their own dreams. In their temples, they worshipped Dagon, the grain god, seeking favor for their crops and their families. In their markets, they traded goods from across the sea: pottery, textiles, and precious metals. Their cities bustled with life, a blend of old traditions and new influences from the lands they had left behind. Over time, the Philistines and Israelites learned to live side by side, sometimes in uneasy peace, sometimes in open war. The Philistines' power rose and fell with the tides of history. They were never a vast empire, but their influence was felt far beyond their 5 cities. They shaped the destiny of the region, forcing the Israelites to unite, to find new leaders, and to forge their own identity. Centuries passed. New empires rose: Assyria, Babylon, Persia. The Philistines, once feared and powerful, faded into history. Their cities were conquered, their people scattered. Yet their legacy endured, woven into the stories of the Bible and the memories of the land they once called home. Today, the name Philistine often means someone uncultured or crude, but the real Philistines were anything but. They were survivors, innovators, and challengers of the status quo. They were a people who crossed the sea in search of a future, and in doing so, changed the world around them. So next time you hear the story of David and Goliath, or read about the ancient struggles along the coast of Canaan, remember the Philistines not just as villains, but as a people whose courage and resilience shaped the history of an entire region. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to subscribe for more stories that bring history to life. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep the spirit of discovery alive.